GBC friends, it's your host Panta speaking. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the start of your semester so far. The downside about starting a new semester is paying your tuition fees, but there are financial awards available at George Brown College. And yes, awards are available, but the deadline is May 28th, so if you haven't already, it's time to get applying. And luckily, I have a guest with me here today who can talk more about that and answer some of our burning questions about awards. So welcome, Hazel. How are you doing today?
Hello, Panta. I'm doing quite well for a Monday morning, but the day is going well so far. How are you?
I am good. Thank you. I'm very excited to ask some questions. So hopefully it helps both me and the other students to figure out how we can all apply for awards and scholarships. So I initially thought that awards and scholarships were two different things, but I did some research and learned that awards are like the umbrella term for any item of monetary value presented to a student by the awards office. So within awards, we have scholarships, bursaries, divisional awards, and more. What are some of the most common types of awards available? And can you give me some examples of them?
Yes, award is a generic term. It's just a generic term that describes an item of monetary or other value. So an award could be money, or it could be a plaque, or it could be a certificate, something like that. They can have different names. So John Higgins Bursary of Excellence, Entrance Award. It can be either the name is usually created by the donor. So bursaries are monetary awards allocated to a student on the basis of proven financial need. Recipients must be in good academic standing. Scholarships are awards which recognizes exceptional talent or promise of academic excellence in a course or program, which is sometimes combined with non-academic criteria such as community service, leadership in the field, etc., as well as financial need. Some examples of awards, bursaries, and scholarships are the George Brown College Bursary, which is a financial need bursary, Tom Jane's Entrance Award, which is for Indigenous students, for students entering their first semester of their program, and Chef John Higgins Award of Excellence, which is a divisional award for students taking programs in the Center for Hospitality and Culinary Arts.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a very detailed answer, and I think that really clarified a lot of the questions that I had so far. But talking more about the eligibility and how students can be eligible, the only consistent criteria for all awards seems to be that you must display some financial need. How do students show this or prove this basically? Are bank statements required, or is it just a written explanation of your situation?
So while filling out the awards application, there's a budget section that students must complete to show their financial need. But besides showing financial need, to be eligible to apply for an award, bursary, or scholarship, a student must be registered full-time, taking a minimum of 60% course load, or 40% for students with a permanent disability. Part-time students taking a minimum of 20 to 59% of the prescribed course for their program, and must meet the residency status. So for domestic students, they must be residing in Ontario for 12 months and have a valid Canadian citizenship or permanent residency status. For international students, they must be residing in Canada for the purpose of education, and they don't usually hold a permanent residency status.
Okay, perfect. And also talking about the spring-summer semester. Spring-summer semester usually doesn't have as many awards available, but we hope that there are still enough to help those who need it. And so how many awards and scholarships are available in total this semester? Do you know the number exactly, or not really?
So that's correct. There are more awards in the winter than spring. So a majority of the awards are given out during the winter term. And for the spring term, students can still apply for college-wide, divisional, international awards, and the George Brown Bursary. But there are not many as during the winter term. We cannot say the total number of awards available during the semester because the award pool is constantly changing.
Interesting. And on the website listing the awards, it says that since you only submit one application, you don't need to read through the criteria for each award. So how does that work? Do you only fill out one application describing your overall general situation, like your volunteer experience, GPA, and everything, and then select which awards apply to you using the general application? Is that how it works?
Okay, so time is very valuable. So having students read over 500 awards is impossible.
Yeah.
So we have grouped them into different categories, such as college-wide awards, divisional awards, international student awards, and the George Brown College Bursary, as well as Indigenous student awards. As for the application process, one application contains the majority of questions that are required for each award, scholarship, and bursary. For some specific awards, if additional information is required, it will be noted on that specific award.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I also noticed that all the award types are listed on the awards page of the GBC website. Is that a list of the awards available for this particular semester, or just all the awards that could be available? And how do we find which awards are available this semester particularly?
Okay, the awards eligibility for each term varies as per the donor's agreement. And the pool, again, is constantly changing, so we cannot provide the number of available awards each term. Therefore, it is advisable to submit the awards application each term.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a very important question to be answered, that you have to apply for each semester in order to be applying for both semesters awards and scholarships. So I think students should definitely try to keep that in mind. So the award types are listed on the webpage, and we'll put the link in our show notes as well. But once a student has reviewed that, they can log into their StuView to apply for the awards. Do you have any advice you'd give to students when applying for the awards?
Yes, students can apply for awards, bursaries, and scholarships through their StuView account, but the process is extremely competitive. So some tips and advice that can help students when applying for awards, scholarships, and bursaries are: start early. So we suggest students begin to search for awards, bursaries, and scholarship as early as possible. Many institutions have early deadline dates, so it's important to start looking for opportunities at least 6 months before they plan to begin school. They can also keep track of the deadlines. Create a calendar or a spreadsheet to keep track of application deadlines. Make sure to submit the applications well before the deadline to avoid missing out on opportunities. Write a strong application. When writing an application, be sure to answer all the questions and provide as much detail as possible. Use specific examples to demonstrate achievement and qualifications. Follow the application instructions carefully and proofread the application before submitting it. They can also get a letter of recommendation, because some awards, bursaries, and scholarships require letters of recommendation. So they should choose an individual or individuals who know them well and can speak of their academic achievements, character, and their potential. You should give your references plenty of notice and provide them with all the information that's needed to write a strong letter. They can apply for multiple awards. As they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Apply for multiple awards, bursaries, and scholarships to increase the chances of success. Make sure to keep track of which awards they have applied for and their application deadline dates. And finally, follow up. After submitting an application, follow up with the awards office to make sure that we have received it. If students are awarded a bursary, scholarship, or award, They must make sure to send a thank you letter to the organization and keep them informed of their progress. That's about it to submit a successful application.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah. And as Hazel explained, this process can be very competitive because a lot of students, of course, are applying. But I definitely suggest that all students give it a shot. It takes a little bit of time to complete the student profile. But after that, I know it is competitive, but still there is a chance that students will get it. Especially, I know a lot of international students sometimes are not super confident about applying. But I'm an international student now. I've received awards. So I definitely suggest that everybody gives it a shot and try to apply for awards and scholarships. Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today, Hazel. It's always good to get this info out there each semester because new students often aren't aware that awards are available. And for students listening, just a reminder that the deadline for applying for awards is May 28th, 2023. We'll put all the links we've mentioned in our show notes so you can get to applying if you haven't already. Amazing. Thanks, Hazel, and thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Have a great day.